We continue with Inside Pitch. I'm Doug Greenwald, radio play-by-play voice of the Winnipeg Goldeyes, and segment one directs us to Dan Chase, Director of Sales and Marketing of the Winnipeg Goldeyes. And Dan, that means a little bit of everything, sales and marketing. We all market the team. Broadcaster markets the team. The mascot markets the team. Andrew Collier, when he wears his sweatshirt around town, markets the team. But you market the team because you reach out to everybody, our ticket holders, changes around the ballpark, you promote that. We have some new concessions, promotional nights, anthems, you name it. So the floor is yours. Where would you like to start for what will be new this year?
Well, you are, Doug, so let's start right there. Welcome to Winnipeg. I promise you that the weather will get nicer and it'll get warm and there'll be people in the ballpark and we'll all have a wonderful summer. So welcome to you. I can't wait to hear you on air and looking forward to a great season. Been an interesting off season. Ticket sales are good in certain areas. You know, Sky Suites are tremendous. Groups, we're starting to get a lot of groups back in the ballpark. Season tickets are solid. We could sell some more 10-game mini packs, but overall things are going along nicely. So I'm pretty happy with the way things are going. The ballpark is looking great. So it's lots of changes and opportunities. We've added another double suite because we're finding that groups want to gather in bigger numbers. So we've got 3 double suites. Our patios are selling like crazy, so that's a great thing. Craft Beer Corner is solid, and we're going to continue with that as a wonderful place to enjoy the game and whatnot. And we've got 1 or 2 new concessions coming on board, and for folks that have been to the ballpark, they know how great the food is here, and we're just adding to it this year with a new soft ice cream vendor. And Salisbury House is enhancing their flavors at the ballpark. They were here last season with Sal's Kickin' Chicken, and they're coming back and bringing back Sal's Nips and Chips. So those are some nice changes that'll help keep our fans well-fed during the season.
In segment 2, we'll talk to Director of Food and Beverage, Melissa Schlichting, more about that, but I'm glad you touched on that a little bit. You mentioned that could always sell more season tickets and group packages. But the pocket schedules, it's always a big day. I understand the pocket schedules came out last week. I sent some home to my family in California. Where are they dispersed around the area?
Well, mostly to our sponsors, you know, and Manitoba Lotteries is terrific with us at all the lottery kiosks in the province. We distribute these pocket schedules. So we have 100,000 of these out there, and it gives you everything you really need to know at a glance as far as ticket prices, promotional schedule, merchandise information, and how to buy tickets. It's just a great little tool to have, guess where? In your pocket all the time. And
also craft beer corner, also on all the pocket schedules.
Yeah, for sure. Andrew Collier, quite a few years ago, came up with this vision of this ballpark being local. And all the beer that is served in our ballpark is produced here in this province. And we have some fantastic selections. And we're really excited to bring those producers on board and be a part of the Goldeyes experience.
And you talk about when you get into the ballpark and the different beer and the different concession, and a lot of people come to the games, obviously, because of the promotions. And you mentioned the promotional nights, and let's start on opening night, the home opener, that is, May 19th. We're going to have fireworks, magnetic schedule giveaway. Just take us through that. How many fireworks shows, by the way, throughout the season?
We've got 6 shows coming up this year, and they are always tremendously popular. Archangel Fireworks, they win awards because they are excellent, and we are so excited to have that continuing partnership with Archangel. And as I said, they'll be here 6 times this season. A lot of promotions that we've done in previous years are coming back, and they're very popular with fans, including Métis Night, where we celebrate the Métis culture. Ukrainian Night, always tremendously popular, and of course featuring the Husli Ukrainian male chorus and the Troyanda Ukrainian dance ensemble. They're fantastic. Country Night, Shirt Off Our Backs Night. Of course, Bark in the Park is always a great game where fans can bring their pooch to the ball game and enjoy each other's company. And last year we did a dance party for the first time, and it was successful, so we're bringing that back.
And you're talking about Ukrainian Night, and we think so much about the large Ukrainian population in this area, and hate to see what is going on in their native land. But Ukrainian Night, you have the Ukrainian anthem, and you are in charge of all the anthems, no matter what country is going to be performed at this ballpark. So let's say someone says, I really would love to sing the Star Spangled Banner, love to sing "Oh Canada." You're the man for that. You booked that. So how can somebody go about trying out for that opportunity?
Well, we don't always do auditions because we're blessed with a group of tremendous singers, not only that are on a regular basis, but then the choirs and groups and quartets that come on board and sing. So I haven't really decided whether we'll be doing some more auditions this year, but we'll certainly promote that on goldeyes.com if we decide to make that choice. I want to go on with some of the new things that are happening this year as far as promotions go, and there's some great things that we've come up with, including on July 12th, a retro night in celebration of our 30th season. We're going back to the 90s, and we're giving away a Goldeyes fanny pack. I know that you and I, Doug, are of the age that we probably remember what a fanny pack was. Now that I think the kids, they wear them over their shoulders now. It's a little cooler, but fanny pack giveaway and, of course, fireworks that night. Our good friends at Manitoba Pork is ready to celebrate Oktoberfest in July. With fireworks after the game and a beer mug giveaway. So that's a brand new promotion. But perhaps the most significant night of the season will happen on Friday, August 11th, when we welcome back Reggie Abercrombie, two-time champion with the Winnipeg Goldeyes, for his jersey retirement and a Reggie bobblehead giveaway, followed by post-game fireworks. That is going to be a tremendous game. As Reggie was a tremendous player, we are all looking forward to Friday, August 11th.
Yeah, no doubt about that. That'll be a fun night. I certainly remember Reggie when he played with the Marlins and the great career he had in, it was in the Northern League, but certainly as a member of the Goldeyes, so I'm excited to meet him as well. So here we are. We're finishing up spring, or just starting spring, although as a Californian, it feels like the heart of winter right now. But a place like Jamaica sounds pretty good. And I understand there's a trip to Jamaica giveaway.
Early in the season, too, so I know this is your first time in Winnipeg, so you never know what the weather's going to be like on May 24th, but we know for sure that a lucky fan is going to win a trip for two to Jamaica on May 24th.
All right, so too bad employees aren't eligible, but it's not about us, it's about, obviously, the fans. So you mentioned the home opener, and the regular season starts, though, on May 11th, and you can hear all the action right here on CJNU. The Goldeyes will start in Gary, and then we'll head to Fargo. Of course, the exhibition games, I do want to mention, will be aired as well. We're going to have a handful of exhibition games. We're going to have 3 in Fargo, and then also 3 coming up in Milwaukee against the Milkmen. So all the action, exhibition games, regular season, hopefully a long run and postseason, can be heard on CJNU 93.7. So we've talked a little concessions and we've talked promotions. From year to year, there's always tinkering with the ballpark. Some ballpark changes. What can you tell us about that?
Well, I think you've probably mentioned, and if people aren't aware, the league has instituted a pitch clock, as the major leagues have done. So that will be a change, not only to the ballpark and the way it looks, but of course to the speed of the game, and it may change things up a little bit there to make the games a little shorter. We're looking at some safety issues with the netting and whatnot, and looking at putting up additional netting in the ballpark to keep our fans safe. I mentioned the patios are enhanced. The double suite is enhanced. And I think we're just really moving along to keep this ballpark as fresh and new and comfortable as it has been, and perhaps even more in 2023.
One of the other things about our promotional schedule, the Manitoba Baseball Hall of Fame game. Now, that's the Goldeyes will be home that day. That'll be a Sunday 1 o'clock game. Just take us to the background. What is involved with that Hall of Fame deal?
Well, Baseball Manitoba has been a great sponsor of ours for many, many years. And of course, we love to promote the game of baseball, being the lead of that. And each year we celebrate a particular team's achievement in our history of Manitoba baseball. And we'll be doing that again on May 28th. That's a Sunday afternoon at 1 o'clock.
We are joined by Dan Chase, Director of Sales and Marketing of the Winnipeg Goldeyes. I'm Doug Greenwald, right here on Inside Pitch, Segment 1, and we're talking about the promotions and some of the changes you're going to see. And, you mentioned the pitch clock, and I've had a chance to go down to spring training this year in Florida and just been at a few big league games this season in California. And I do want to let the Goldeyes fans know you will notice a difference because pitchers only have a certain amount of time to be ready to go. Batters have to be ready to go. You're allowed really one timeout per at bat. The pitcher can step off the rubber. The batter can step out of the box, but it's go time. And it's usually taking about a half hour out of games, so it's very quickly. Games are going to now move along a little bit. So I want to let all the fans know that. I don't know how many games you've watched on TV, but have you noticed it at all or followed it?
Well, I have. I've watched a lot of Blue Jays games, and I've seen the pace of the games move along. I've seen the pitchers being called. I've seen batters being called. So I think it's just fantastic for the game. And, the Goldeyes as an organization have always been cognizant about what we do between innings. And as you know, baseball is filled with those fun contests and whatnot between innings. And we've always kept our eye on the clock and kept it to within those 90 seconds so that people not only have fun, but it keeps the game moving itself. So I think in combination, this is going to be great for the entertainment that we provide our fans starting in 2023 with that pitch clock.
And I guess a pleasant problem could be fireworks nights because I know how late the summers go here, the nights, or how light it stays, and there could be times where, in a way, this could be good because it could help concessions, but game's over and there's still plenty of daylight. You got to wait. It's a little darker for those fireworks. So have you thought about that time between the ending of the game and the start of the fireworks?
Well, it has happened before. That we've finished a quick game if it's a 2-hour game or something, and the game started in July on a Saturday night at 6 o'clock. Well, it's pretty bright still here in Winnipeg, so we've had to provide some additional entertainment with interaction with players and on-field promos and music and all that kind of stuff to allow the skies to darken a little bit to get those fireworks on. So we are looking at that. It would be a nice problem to have, but Archangel is also a terrific organization. So the fireworks will be great, whether it's dusk or completely dark out.
You're talking about some of the changes here, and more than Doug Greenwald, that is for sure, but a man who was a fixture, whether it be as a pitcher, a coach, and then, of course, manager. Hard to believe, 26 years, and Rick Forney is no longer a part of this community. He moved back to his native area of Pennsylvania to go work in the Atlantic League at York. So Greg Taggart takes over as manager, but you've been here a long time. You got to know Rick and just how much Rick meant to this team and just to this community.
Yeah, it is going to be difficult to not see Rick come in and take his place in his office. He's been just an awesome, both as a player and as a field manager here. But we, of course, wish Rick all the success in the world. Now, Greg Taggart has been here many, many times, and he's always been a great ambassador for baseball and our league and a super guy. So as we'll miss Rick, we're really enthusiastic and excited to see Greg here and to see what kind of team Greg puts together for the fans of Winnipeg.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be a really smooth transition. You have one man who's been here 26 years, another man who's managed in this league for about 16 years. Both have won championships in this league. Both are very good friends with each other, so I think that would be a smooth way to incorporate. Mention all the corporate partnerships, the between innings promotions, billboards, all sorts of signage around the ballpark, theme nights. So those listening and want to get involved and be a corporate partner, Dan, take us through how you can help.
Yeah, we're just here working hard and making sure that our sponsors are happy. We've had a great off-season as far as acquiring new sponsors and keeping our current sponsors. We have a lot of opportunities here. You don't have to be a big dog in industry in order to afford Goldeyes sponsorship and to partake in what we have to offer. And we'd be happy to hear from any company, large or small, interested in promoting themselves with the Goldeyes or entertaining clients at a Goldeyes game. We are always interested in that. And, you can call the Goldeyes office at 982-BASE or email me personally, dan@goldeyes.com, and I can promise you will be well looked after.
No, absolutely. I see that, you usually have somebody in your office or an appointment with which to attend, and that's all part of it. And we've always said in the sports world, the games might only be seasonal, but it's always sales season.
Oh, yeah, we start right after the season. As soon as we have a schedule in place, which is usually October, we finish the season in September, and in October, away we go, and we start making our plans. This year, we have some other events and things coming up that I'm not going to talk about right now, but it is our 30th season, so we're going to do some extra special things as we go along through the season, and I can't wait to announce some of the things that we've got upcoming in 2023. It's going to be a great season.
And I have a feeling that you'll be a common guest this year for a pregame here on CJNU because you say things are ongoing and you're the man to talk about it. So you might, who knows, come up to me sometime in June and say, Doug, we got for this homestand some added sponsors, added corporate partners. And I'll say, Dan, let's talk about it on the air. We'll really appreciate it. And I know the countdown to the home opener again, May 19th here against Lake Country, a team that came into the league last year, and that will be a 6:30 first pitch. But the regular season gets underway again May 11th at Gary, a 6:45 first pitch. Of course, you can hear all the action every game, home and away, with a half-hour pregame show right here on CJNU 93.7. Dan, thank you very much.
Thank you, Doug. Pleasure talking to you. We'll see you again soon.
Dan Chase, Director of Sales and Marketing, here on segment 1 of Inside Pitch. Coming up after the break, we will have more talk about this season. Melissa Schlichting, Director of Food and Beverage, she will join us. And, hey, folks, you like to drink, you like to eat. She's the one to talk about all that. We'll be back with her after the break. We continue with Inside Pitch. This is segment 2. I'm Doug Greenwald, radio play-by-play voice of the Winnipeg Goldeyes. And, well, folks, you come to the ballpark, you watch baseball, but you watch baseball, you got to have something to eat. And the lady behind all this in year number 19 is Melissa Schlichting, food and beverage manager of the Winnipeg Goldeyes. So, Melissa, the players are out front, and, of course, Andrew, the GM, he's got to be visible, and, a lot of promotion people have to be visible. People love to eat, but you're really invisible during games.
Yeah, I'm kind of behind the scenes, and if I'm doing a good job, then you really shouldn't see a lot of me, and we should just be able to have a seamless flow of people getting their food and drinks and having a great time, because, as much as, people are here to watch baseball, a big component, I think, is the food and beverage. There is no doubt, because any ballpark you go to, they promote the food. That's the way it goes. You go out to dinner or you go to the ball game, you're going to have something to eat. And there's a lot to eat here at the ballpark, and every year there's changes at the ballpark. Different players. This year you got a new radio broadcaster, you got a new manager, you got a new pitching coach, there'll be new players, and there's going to be new food, new concessions. So what are some of the new concessions this year? Yeah, we have a new ice cream provider, Sonia's Stand. They're going to be offering, obviously, cool desserts for those hot summer days. They've been a staple in Lockport for over 80 years, so we're really excited to see them expand into downtown Winnipeg here. As well, last season we had the addition of Sal's Kickin' Chicken. They offered juicy fried chicken and wings and chicken tenders. And this year they've expanded, and they're also going to be offering nips and chips. So who doesn't love a cheese nip and homemade fries? And actually, Doug, I hear that you actually visited Salisbury House recently. Did you have a cheese nip?
You know, I admit, I did not, and if I'd known I was going, I wouldn't have ordered a cheeseburger from a different place the day before. But Sal's will be there. I'll be here. We have all summer. I will definitely sample a cheese nip from Sal's. So that's one of the new concessions among others. But what are some of the new menu items that fans can see this year?
Well, I'm so excited to see the first person who's going to order our Goldeyes Grand Slamwich. It's an entire loaf of garlic bread, 4 burger patties, cheese slices, 2 butterflied wieners, nacho cheese, 4 chicken fingers, 4 slices of bacon, crispy onions, and spicy ketchup. Good luck to anyone who's trying to finish that one.
That's going to take up all season just to eat it in one night. I mean, I'm full already. But, yeah, indeed, good luck in finishing that one. I want a full report after someone devours that. So, obviously, come to the ballpark. You like to have something to drink, and we have a new specialty cocktail.
Yeah, you're right. It's called the Polar Berry Blast. So it's a double shot of Polar Ice Berry, Blizzard, Blue Vodka, Blue Raspberry Vodka, and Lime Bubbly. And it's in one of our brand new souvenir Goldeyes cups. Some people from last season will remember the souvenir cups that we had. This year we have a brand new one. And then in this cocktail, this specialty cocktail, you'll be happy to find some floating gummy fish that are going to be in there as well.
Well, it looks like a lot of fun. Now, some of those I really can't have during the game for obvious reasons. You know, maybe of a late game, possibly bring one after. That is true. So we've talked about some of the new items this year, but there's always going to be some returning favorites.
Yeah, I mean, our Goldeyes fans would be livid if we didn't bring back our famous beer bats that we had last year for the first time. They're available at Craft Beer Corner. So they're a 2-foot-tall Goldeyes-shaped bat, or cup shaped like a bat, and it's filled with your favorite draft beer. And for our fans who don't wish to have any beer, we also offer the slushy bat available at the Brain Freeze concession, which is obviously filled with your favorite slushy.
Now, I'm a big slushy guy. What are the flavors of the slushies?
Yeah, we have Pepsi, 7-Up, grape, and orange are sort of our standards, and we kind of play around with some specialty ones. So come and visit and check out what's available.
I'm going to mix mine, grape and 7-Up. I think we can do that. So we have a bar here at the ballpark, and Ballpark Caesar is coming back.
Yeah, it sure is. So it's a double Caesar in, again, that brand new Goldeyes souvenir cup, and it's garnished with a ton of local favorites. So a delicious pepperoni stick from Danny's Whole Hog, a cube of local cheese, a mini pierogi from Mr. Pierogi, as well as a dill pickle spear and all the spices just the way that you like it. So it's basically a full meal in a cup. All
right. Well, that sounds good, and I'm a big fan of the Caesar, so... I'm getting hungry already. Let's just start the season. I don't want to talk about it. I want to eat it. Goldie Dog is going to be back. Now, it's a jumbo hot dog from Winkler's Meats.
Yeah, absolutely. We take that jumbo hot dog and then we split it and we grill it, and then we put it on a toasted bun. We serve it with grilled onions, real bacon bits, and nacho cheese. Obviously, you can pair it with a bottle of pop or a can of tall boy beer and a bag of Old Dutch chips. Make your meal complete. And then right beside that concession, don't forget about Nacho Taco. And the Nacho Helmet is back this year, which was new last year. It features a giant mound of crispy tortilla chips in a full-size Goldeyes collector's batting helmet loaded with nacho cheese, shredded cheese, tomatoes, black olives, jalapeno peppers, banana peppers, salsa, and sour cream. Just don't forget to wipe it out when you're done with it before slapping it on your head.
Yeah, otherwise it could be a whole different interview. No doubt about that. We are joined here on Inside Pitch with the food and beverage manager of the Winnipeg Goldeyes, Melissa Schlichting, in year number 19 for her. And I think it's going to take 19 years to eat some of these things, but that's a good thing. You can always take it home. And it'll always be here when you come back for the summer, as coming back to other games as well. So, of course, as most of you know, I'm new to town, and I'm really new to Canada, and I keep hearing about poutine. So It's foreign to me. It's not really foreign to our target audience, but poutine will be offered here.
Oh, absolutely. We have a giant order of poutine at Goldeyes Grill. It's a double order of fries, tons of cheese curds and hot gravy. I just absolutely, my mouth is just watering thinking about it. Bodego's also has a really tasty poutine, and Mr. Pierogi also has a pierogi poutine that you can go check out. I'm also kind of considering adding a poutine dog to our menu. What do you think about that?
That sounds good. I mean, it's one of those, like, you can put poutine on almost anything you put on your cereal.
Yeah, absolutely. Just need cheese curds and gravy. Anything could be poutinized.
So Mr. Pierogi, I mean, he's going to be busy. I mean, we're talking about him with the mini pierogi for Mr. Pierogi. Mr. Pierogi is going to be involved with the poutine. Anyone from Mr. Pierogi you want to give a shout out?
Yeah, the owner, Mike, he is absolutely just the sweetest guy in the whole world. So please go by and say hi to Mike. Tell him I sent you. He's going to greet you with the biggest smile and offer you some of the best Ukrainian food that you can get anywhere in the city.
And maybe here on Ukrainian night. I know we will be having
Yes.
a Ukrainian night as well. So I come to Canada, and Canada is also known for beer and local beer. And we got a lot of it this year.
Yeah, I mean, we are always very proud to offer as much local as we can, but we are so proud to offer exclusive local beer here at Shaw Park. So we have 10 canned beers from Fort Garry, TransCanada, Torque, and Little Brown Jug. So there really is something for everyone. But on top of that, Craft Beer Corner, it features 15 different local breweries throughout the summer. So that means for every single ball game, you'll have 18 different local beers to choose from. So like I said, we're really proud to feature these local favorites. If beer isn't your thing, we also have Coolers from Nifty, which is literally just down the street from us. And then new this year, we also have Hector's Hard Iced Tea, which is from Fort Garry.
So you mentioned, some of the new items. How do you go about getting some of these new items? I know our Director of Sales and Marketing, Dan Chase, is behind a lot of them, and we'll talk more about one of the accounts he set up in a moment. But how much do you play a role? Are you on the phone saying, hey, we got a chance to get you set up at the ballpark?
I as much as I love that we constantly have people interested in joining us, we're very proud to have our partners who, they come back year after year. And so, unfortunately we can't offer, from every single person, but at the same time, we love hearing from people. And if there ever is an opening, we are happy to, look into a new partnership. And that's the thing. I mean, we're not here just to, have these different offerings. We're here to make partners. And, clearly they're happy because they keep coming back. And so, we're really happy to have our returning partners and then, constantly see, a few new extras get added each season.
Yeah, again, it's always fun. And you come back in May and you say, I don't remember that fence sign. I don't remember this. A concession item. So that's something that it's always fun year after year. So a lot of folks, I know it gets hot here in the summer. They might like to sit in an air-conditioned Sky Suite. Now, that's up on the third floor. So what kind of food options can they look forward to if you're up in a suite?
Oh, well, I mean, this is the place to be. The Sky Suites are, like you said, super comfortable. We have the air conditioning. Also on, like, the cooler days or at the end of the evening, it might get a little cool outside, so you then have the warmth of the suite inside. And, I mean, we have TVs in here on the concourse level. We also have pool tables and foosball tables. So, again, something for everyone. It's a great way to bring a group together. Maybe they're not all baseball fans, but this is a great way to have your group together and mingle. But yeah, you talked about food. So not only do you have access to every single concession on the concourse, because we have staff who will literally go get you like one slice of pizza or one menu food item and bring it up to you so you don't have to wait in lines or anything like that. But then we also have an exclusive Sky Suite menu that has platters of food for your group. So anything from, fresh veggies and dip to appetizer platters, group combos and meals, meals and desserts. We've got you covered for everything. And then some of our concessions on the concourse, they offer platters for your Sky Suite, like pierogi party plans from Mr. Pierogi, or whole pizzas from A Little Pizza Heaven, the Texas salad from Big Smoke, buckets of chicken from Sal's Kickin' Chicken, Hakka dinners from Clay Oven, and of course there's a 100 donut party pack from Little Orbit's Mini Donuts.
Wow, that's, again, you go up to a Sky Suite, you're going to eat well, you're going to watch baseball, you're going to mingle, and Mr. Pierogi's involved with that too. So you come to the game, and you know, one of the other things about coming here to the Goldeyes games, there are gift cards. A lot of people think, well, you can use a gift card for tickets, you can use a gift card for merchandise, you can use your gift card for food.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have both physical gift cards that are available in our team store, but then we also have digital gift cards on our website, so you can send it to somebody or use it for yourself. And like you said, they're redeemable for tickets, even parking, merchandise, and participating concessions. So make sure you grab some of those and treat someone you loved for the gift of fun.
You know, we're joined by the Director of Food and Beverage, Melissa Schlichting, talking about some of the new concessions this year. So other than, you know, you don't want to get up from your seat, you don't want to miss the action, can you order online if you're in your seat?
Yeah, absolutely. We're really happy to offer mobile ordering through our partner App 8, where you can order your favorite foods and drinks from participating concessions, and you can opt to either pick it up from an express pickup window, so again, no waiting in lines, or you can even have it delivered to your seat, which is super, super convenient. So yeah, we always say skip the line, order online.
That's the way to do it. Now, what about, I mean, forget the fans for one moment. How about us radio people? I mean, us radio announcers and all that, because, you know, part of the thing being a broadcaster, I always get questions, Doug, what is the press box food? I know our target audience isn't really going to be up in the press box much, but I want to know. I mean, what can I can tell, you know, the other broadcasters in the American Association, what will be the press box spread?
Well, you are in luck, because every day of the week we have a different buffet, which we offer to our Sky Suite renters as well. You can have an all-you-can-eat buffet as one of your menu offerings, but that is the same menu that you're going to get to eat every single day. So every Monday is a certain, you know, spread, every Tuesday, et cetera, and we have a ton of great options and tons of variety. You are not going to be disappointed. You're going to have lots of different things to choose from, and stay tuned for what those different offerings are. And we actually are coming up with some fun names for them that are a little bit punny, so look forward to that.
Now, will I have a chance to meet Mr. Pierogi?
Yes, you will. I will ensure that you get to meet Mr. Pierogi, and he will bring you some samples of things, maybe even a pierogi poutine, so you can have the best of all worlds.
Well, I can combine everything, Ukrainian food and Canadian food, and go well with my American stomach. Finally, a chance for people to get some extra work. You know, they work your standard, we'll just say 9 to 5 downtown. I got a game that night, and they can walk over to Shaw Park and maybe pick up a little extra money on the side, have a chance to see a game in addition to working. So what work opportunities are involved with the food and beverage?
Yeah, we have lots. I mean, obviously, this is the largest department in the company, and we have kind of something for everyone. I mean, if you are wanting to work with people or kind of behind the scenes or cooking or whatever it may be, we have lots of different offerings, and we are still hiring. So we do encourage people to check out our openings at goldeyes.com/employment. The biggest need right now is for cooks, so anyone interested is obviously encouraged to apply. It's also a really great place for students to come and work for the summer. It's a great first-time job. Like you said, it's a lot of fun. It's outdoors, great weather, and everyone's having a good time. So that's what we like to promote for not only our fans, but also our staff.
Well, it gets underway as with the home opener on May 19th, and 50 regular season games scheduled for this year at Shaw Park, and hopefully a few more. Melissa, great catching up with you. I am hungry. I mean, I already have. I mean, this menu's already 2 pages, and I'm sure it'll expand even past that. But thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, Melissa Schlichting, Food and Beverage Manager of the Winnipeg Goldeyes. When we get back, we will have Craig Kuhlman, longtime season ticket holder. He will join us on segment 3, and I'm sure Craig will be very excited to hear about a lot of the food options as well. Coming up again after the break on CJNU 93.7. We continue with Inside Pitch, segment 3. Doug Greenwald with you, the radio play-by-play voice of the Winnipeg Goldeyes. And we're joined by Goldeyes season ticket holder, a man you all see around the ballpark quite a bit, Craig Kuhlman. And Craig, thanks for joining us. So baseball season's coming up. How long have you been a season ticket holder with the Goldeyes?
I would say back since 2008. We started once my son turned 6, and we're have been coming since, and started being a host family in 2009. And yeah, it's been quite the journey.
So you mentioned host family. Are you still involved with that?
Absolutely. This will be our 15th season minus the 2 through COVID. So, and looking forward to doing it this year as well. So
give us some names who have stayed with the Kuhlman family.
Most recently, R.J. Martinez last year, Jordan Ebert, Eric Sim, Brady Wilson, Jeff DeSmit. Just those are a few off the top of my head. We've had quite a few guys going back. Mitchell Aker, Kevin LaChance was with us before he moved up to AAA back in 2019. So yeah, we've had some good guys, a lot of good guys staying with us. It's been fun. And
obviously rewarding because you get to see guys outside the ballpark a little bit. What is the most rewarding thing about being a host family?
Most rewarding, just hanging out with them, talking baseball with them, hanging out after the games, and especially if we've only had one other chance when he got called up, just seeing that happen, it was like, that was kind of interesting, the whole process on how it went through, and that was a lot of fun, and just being a part of their whole summer and vice versa, them becoming a part of the family, and still keeping in contact with a lot of these guys, even though they haven't played here after a few seasons.
Yeah, that is one of the things that definitely is you get to say you knew them when, and getting to see players, with a chance to ultimately, hopefully get to the big leagues. You mentioned, Kevin LaChance. I mean, he's spent and still is. I mean, going on year number 5 now with Winnipeg, and so in a way they become, I guess, similar to your kids too. But you mentioned your family, and not just you are a season ticket holder, but we get to see the whole family out of the ballpark.
Yeah, we other than coming to the games now, my kids both, as they grew older, started working with the Goldeyes, doing fan services, food services, and whatnot. And my wife and I now are kind of getting involved with that as well. This will be our first year, testing the waters with that. So it's been a lot of fun. We're really quite invested with the Goldeyes.
You come out to the ballpark, and it's not just a baseball game, but it's a beautiful summer evening. So, you go and get something to eat, and there's going to be a lot of choices this year to eat. All of you just heard Melissa Schlichting, our food and beverage manager, talk about that. So you get to the ballpark. What is your favorite thing to eat here at Shaw Park?
Oh, boy. Mr. Pierogies. It's probably one of them. I mean, they're all good options. You can't go wrong with most of the, any food option here. But I'd say that. I mean, I don't know what he does. I don't know how he does it, but it's really good.
Yeah, Mr. Pierogi, and again, all of you heard our segment too with Melissa. He's everywhere. I mean, he's got. Mr. Pierogi's involved with the poutine. He's involved with. His own. Shop. I mean, he's just all over the place. So I think I'm going to have some Mr. Pierogi while I'm here. So what, you grew up a baseball fan, but Winnipeg didn't get pro baseball back till 1994. So what do you remember about going to games when they played in the football stadium?
It was unique, to say the least. The short left field wall, and it was very odd. I mean, I still remember when they, broke the record for attendance for independent ball, and 20,000+. That was an insane night. But the whole stadium experience was it was unique, but I don't miss those days at all at the old stadium. It was rough sometimes to watch those games, and I'm sure the players felt the same way. But it was different, and I'm sure anybody would agree with that. It was Very, very odd setup.
You mentioned breaking the record, over 20,000 people for one night, and they had the toothbrush. Everybody brushed their teeth at one time. Now, were you there that night?
I don't think I was there that night. I remember the game. I mean, there were a lot of different promotions that the Goldeyes did, and I mean, it was part of a lot of them. But that was something else as well. I did remember that.
So the memories of the old ballpark, and then 1999 comes around, and there was a large wave of new ballparks that throughout minor league baseball that opened up from the mid-90s on, and this was one of them. Were you here opening night of the Goldeyes, the first ever game?
Yes, I was. That was a very, again, unique situation, because I remember the talk all around it that, they might not be ready for opening night and just through the winter and whatnot, and it went off without a hitch. It was amazing night. And just to see the ballpark and what, Sam had accomplished, and from old Winnipeg Stadium to, at the time, Can West, it was incredible. How he brought, it made this work with the city and the ballpark, and was just an amazing night. And yeah, it was incredible. Crown jewel, that's for sure.
No, absolutely. And what I love, of course, it's right downtown. You can get off from work early and just come on over to the ballpark. What are some of your favorite promotions over the years here?
Promotions. Bobbleheads you can never go wrong with. Max Kuhlman bobblehead, Ace Walker bobble after they won the championship. Championship rings, those are the giveaways. Those are some of the most popular and best ones. When they give away bats, championship trophy, and this year the Reggie Abercrombie bobblehead. I cannot wait. That is going to be a fun night, and just another great thing to add to the collection.
Yeah, his number will be retired in August, and definitely look forward to that. I'm sure I'll get to meet Reggie and all the memories here he's had, and I'm looking forward to seeing Max Murphy play and adding to his. Maybe I'll break the home run single season record this year. So a lot of great names, and you mentioned great names. Rick Forney, pretty much in terms of any uniform member of the Goldeyes. I mean, he was here really from day one, just about from day one. 26 years, one capacity or another. How strange will that be for you, pretty much only knowing Rick in the dugout, and now seeing somebody else in there, Greg Taggart?
Yeah, that's going to take some getting used to, just because, like you said, Forney has been here for so many years, and just not seeing him at third base coaching and just, doing his thing, and then seeing Greg Taggart. I mean, we're all familiar with Taggart from all his seasons and years with Gary, so it's not like he's a stranger, but it's just going to be different, but I'm looking forward to it too, what Greg is going to do with this team, just because of what he did with Gary all those years and how they always seem to stick it to Winnipeg at times. I think Greg's going to do a great job here, and it's going to be different because, like I said, we all loved Rick, but looking forward to new change, and it'll be exciting.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be obviously different, but how well did you get to know Rick?
Very well. Rick was always great to us. I mean, Rick was always approachable whenever, if you wanted to ask him a question and just talk baseball or just talk about life. And he was always great with our family, just being a host family, and would, ask how things were going with our player and whatnot. And yeah, Rick he was great with anybody and everybody. If you want to approach Rick, he was always there to talk to you about baseball and I love Rick. Rick was awesome, and we're gonna miss him. I'm gonna miss him. So I wish him well, though. I hope he does well in the Atlantic League. I saw something about him, I guess, for photo day or whatnot. It looked odd, but I wish him well. He's a great guy. Yeah,
I've heard a lot of good things. Obviously, I don't know him, but I understand with family getting back a little closer to Maryland. We're with season ticket holder Craig Kuhlman, and eighth year since 2008 has been a season ticket holder here. Most of you know Craig. You mentioned Greg Taggart coming in from Gary, and the new pitching coach a little bit, Tom Thornton, who Greg's bringing with him.
Yeah, Tom's a great guy as well. My son, when he was younger, would give, like most kids, always after autographs from players, and when Tom played for Gary, he got him a couple of times. And when Tom returned as a pitching coach for Gary a couple of years ago, it was like a double take. It's like, oh, look who's back. And so Tom has always been fantastic with our families well. Would remember us. I'm very excited to see Tom in a Goldeyes uniform. I think he's going to be a great pitching coach. He did great with Gary, and I can't wait to see him this summer and talk baseball with Tom and talking about life and everything. Tom's an awesome guy.
Yeah, seems like it, and I wonder if they'll play the Notre Dame fight song whenever he came to the mound to talk to a pitcher like they did with like they did in Gary. And of course, Amos Ramon, you've known a long time as well. He's not new to the team. He's been around a few years here. No,
Amos, again, another familiar face, and great hitting coach, great guy, just great person all around. And, when I think of Amos Ramon, I always think of 2012 and his MVP in the playoffs and whatnot, and what he did to bring a championship to the city after all these seasons. But Amos is just a fantastic guy as well. You can't say enough things about Amos, and any player you ask about Amos will tell you the same thing. Amos is top notch. I'm glad that Greg kept him on and that he's still hitting coach even after Rick left.
Yeah, so it's, I think, going to be a good new mix with Greg and Tom, and then obviously Amos already having been here. Greg, we know that you're a big ballpark connoisseur. You follow Goldeyes on the road. American Association, how many ballparks have you been?
Not as many as I'd like. There's still a few to go, but I'd say, off the top of my head, six to eight. Okay. Yeah, been a few. There's still a few more to knock off the list. I know there's a few fans here that have been to all of them, and I envy them, but I'll get there one day.
I know that this year Winnipeg does not go to Cleburne. Have you been down to Texas?
I have not. That is one of the ones that I would like to knock off the list. I've heard it's a fantastic little ballpark, and it's a lot of fun down there, but no, I've yet to go there.
Yeah, I've had a tour of it. I've been there. I just have not been yet for a game. So about a month ago, when I was announced here as a new broadcaster, I get a random instant message one night. It was from you. Yeah. I'm thinking, you've heard of me? I mean, I didn't realize Fresno had a following up here, but I'm not the only one. You listen, I mean, as you put it, you're a radio connoisseur, and I guess you've met some of the other broadcasters in this league?
Yeah, I'm a bit of a geek like that. When sometimes when the Goldeyes are on the road and you flip on the broadcast, you'll check out, the home team when they're playing, and so you get to know a lot of the other broadcasters. Jack Michaels in Fargo was one of the best in the league and just an amazing guy again. He's well, there's going to be a lot of new faces actually broadcaster wise. From Sioux City, there's Tanner Hoops in Sioux Falls. He's a really good one. And just drawing a blank.
Well, Sam in Chicago.
Yeah, Sam.
And, Joe in Kane County.
And I'm drawing a blank on Kansas City, the new...
they have a new broadcaster there.
Yes, and he ran the league, and I cannot remember off the top of my head, but he's a really good guy, too, from when he used to do Sioux Falls a few years ago. So there's quite a few. A lot of good talent in this league. Yeah,
and obviously I got some big shoes to fill because you got Paul Edmonds for the first 14 years, or I guess longer than that, really, and then Steve Schuster the last 9. So I've been around a little bit, but so have they. And I'm the newbie to Winnipeg. They're not, and you're used to hearing a certain style of play-by-play. But when I mentioned Paul Edmonds and I mentioned Steve Schuster, just how much they've meant to the summer nights here in Winnipeg when you turn on the radio.
I mean, yeah, you can't go wrong with either of them. They were, Edmonds, he was here for how many years, and one of the best at calling games. And then you go from him to Steve Schuster, and people weren't sure what they were going to do with Steve Schuster, and immediately Steve Schuster was like a different sort of style. But I mean, if you wanted to know stats on anybody, Steve was your guy. And Steve grew on everybody, I think, and by the time he left, it was like, oh, well, this stinks. I mean, because he filled big shoes in Paul Edmonds, and he did an amazing job taking over. And I think we're all going to miss Steve as well. We're all going to, as much as we miss Paul when Paul, left to go do Jets games, but we're all going to have Doug now, and Doug's going to grow on us, I think, by the end of the summer as well, with his style. So I'm looking forward to hearing Doug call the games this summer as well.
Hopefully I can appreciate your kind words. Hopefully I grow on you in the positive way. But no, definitely want to salute. And I don't know Paul yet. I'm sure I'll get to know him. I know kind of busy this time of year. I guess that's a good thing for him and Steve here and there over the years. And if it wasn't for Steve really getting the ball rolling and putting me in contact with Andrew and Sam and everybody. Who knows? I might not be having this conversation, but it was great to see Steve, and definitely salute all the years he put in here for the Goldeyes. And again, I'm sure I'll get to know Paul a little bit over the summer. So big thanks to my predecessors here. Well, Craig, thank you to you all the years you've been a season ticket holder, and we'll see a lot of the ballpark this year. I'm sure you'll come by the booth and say hello. If not, I know I'll see you around the stadium. But thank you for reaching out once my announcement came out, and again for what you do for the players as a host family. Obviously, a season ticket holder here, an employee during those nice nights, and in all, we appreciate you and all the season ticket holders. So thank you.
Hey, thank you, Doug. Thanks for having me on. Really appreciate it, and really looking forward to the upcoming season. Let's go Goldeyes.
Yes. Craig Kuhlman on segment 3. Back to wrap Inside Pitch Up in a moment.